Hello everyone. Today's demonstration is about the casts in dental anatomy. These are age estimation casts which are very important from the practical exam point of view. In exam, we keep this cast for the identification and estimation of the age. In the exam, what is expected when a cast is kept for a spotting? Every cast carries 5 marks. The 5 marks distribution is in the points. First you are supposed to identify the arch, then the dentition, then the tooth numbering system, which teeth are present on the cast, the probable age of the cast, and lastly the justification why you say that the given age is for that cast. The first thing what you should know is how to hold a cast. To hold a maxillary cast, always keep the teeth away from your side because the cast represents a patient in front of you. So, as if the patient is sitting in front of you, the teeth will be away from your side in case of maxillary cast. Whereas in case of mandibular cast, you should hold the cast like this, as if the teeth should be towards you. If you hold it in this way, you will get a correct way to write the tooth numbering system. When you write, you will not go wrong in the side. The left side teeth will come towards the left and the right side will come towards the right if you hold in this way. This is a trick. The second thing is for identification of arch. To identify a maxillary cast, you should see for the rugies. Can you make out the rugies present here? If a cast shows a rugi, that means the cast is of maxillary, and if a cast shows a lingual frenum, then the cast is a mandibular cast. So first thing is decide whether the given cast is a maxillary cast or a mandibular cast. That is your first point. The second point is identification of the teeth. The teeth which are present on the cast. Now for example, in the given cast here, you will see that the given teeth are deciduous, central incisor, lateral incisor, canine, first molar, second molar and permanent first molar. This identification is based upon the anatomy of the tooth, which will be taken separately. Each tooth is taught to use separately. So considering that theoretical point, you should look for the anatomy, the size of the tooth, the shape of the tooth and decide whether the given tooth is a deciduous tooth or a permanent tooth. Now if you see at this tooth, they all look squarish. That means they all are deciduous teeth. Their cervico-incisal height is comparatively smaller and equal to the mesiodistal length. So these teeth are deciduous teeth. So the given cast shows deciduous central incisor, lateral incisor, deciduous canine, deciduous first molar, deciduous second molar and permanent first molar. Now depending upon the teeth erupted on the cast, you are supposed to give the age of the cast. So the age of the cast will be decided upon the last tooth to be erupted in the given cast. Now if you see this particular cast, the last tooth to erupt will be the first permanent molar because all the deciduous teeth will come before the permanent molar. So the first permanent molar, what is the age of eruption of first permanent molar? Maxillary, it is approximately 6 to 7 years. So the age of the given cast will be 6 to 7 years. Always the age should be given in a range. Don't give a perfect age because you don't know what age that child may be when a cast was taken. So the age of the given cast is 6 to 7 years and your justification for that will be as the permanent first molar is seen erupted on one side and erupting on other side, the age of the given cast is 6 to 7 years. So the age of the cast is decided depending upon the last tooth seen erupting in the sequence. Okay. Similarly, we take another cast. Now if you can see the cast, here the cast shows deciduous, again all the deciduous teeth. You are supposed to give notation of all the tooth in any one of the tooth numbering system. You must be knowing that there are 3 tooth numbering systems. Either you can write it in a Palmer system, FDI system or universal system. But as universal system is no more used regularly, it has been discarded. Either write it in a FDI system or a Palmer system, whichever you feel comfortable. But preferably use FDI system because that is much in use. Now the given cast, if you see again the anatomy, depending upon the anatomy of the teeth seen, the tooth seen on the cast is maxillary, as you can make out the rugi. The teeth shown are deciduous central incisor, lateral incisor, canine, first molar, deciduous first molar, deciduous second molar and permanent first molar. So it is quite similar to the first cast, and again the age of the cast will be upon the last tooth erupted. So the last tooth erupted is permanent first molar. The age of eruption of permanent first molar is 6 to 7 years. So the age of the given cast is 6 to 7 years. Okay, the justification is, as the permanent first molar is seen erupted, the age of the given cast is 6 to 7 years. So you should look for the anatomy. You can make out the teeth are very small and squarish. So they denote all the deciduous teeth. For that you should know the anatomy of all the teeth. Taking the next cast, now if you see the given cast, again the given cast is a maxillary cast because the rugis are seen here. The teeth seen on the cast is, now you see the size of the teeth. They are comparatively longer, they look elongated. Whereas in the deciduous cast you see that the tooth looks shorter. They are more of squarish, and here they are more elongated. So that is the comparison. See the tooth, the cervico-incisal height is very less, the cervico-incisal height is more. So the given cast now will show the permanent teeth, permanent central incisor, lateral incisor, canine, first premolar, second premolar, first molar, second molar and third molar seen erupting on both the sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 erupting. So the age of the given cast will be depending upon the last tooth to erupt. So if you see all the teeth, the last tooth to erupt in the sequence will be the third molar. So usually the third molar erupts only after the age of 17 years. So the given patient can be of age anywhere above 17 years. So the age of the given cast is above 17 years, and the justification is, as the permanent third molar is seen erupting, the age of the given cast is above 17 years of the age. Okay. Now similarly, if you see this cast, again looking at the cast you can make out that the given cast is a maxillary cast as rugis are seen, and the teeth are elongated, very long big teeth are seen. So it is a permanent central incisor, lateral incisor, but the canine looks very small. Can you make out very small canine? And here the lateral incisor is erupting, the canine is smaller. This is a premolar. So it is 1, 2, C, that is canine, deciduous canine, first premolar. Instead of second premolar, the deciduous first molar is still seen. You can make out the oblique ridge. So this oblique ridge helps you to identify that it is a molar, and plus the size is very small. See the permanent molar size and see the deciduous molar size. So from that you can make out that this is E, that is deciduous second molar. This is permanent first molar, that is 6. So the teeth seen are 1, 2, C, 4, E, 6 and 7 erupting. So the age of the cast will be upon the 7. As 7 erupts later to the premolars, that is approximately 12 to 13 years. So the age of the given cast will be 12 to 13 years, as the last tooth to erupt is permanent second molar. On this side you see central incisor, lateral incisor, deciduous canine, first premolar, second premolar, first permanent molar and erupting permanent second molar. So the last tooth to erupt is the second molar, and so the given age of the cast is 12 to 13 years, that is the age of eruption of the second molar. Similarly, we take one more cast. In this cast, you can make out that this is a maxillary cast. As rookies are seen, the tooth looks quite bigger in size. So the central incisor and the lateral incisors are permanent, whereas canine first molar, second molar are deciduous. You can make out the small tooth. It is not a premolar. If it happens to be a premolar, you can make out that the premolar shows very sharp two cusps. So this is a deciduous first molar, deciduous second molar and permanent first molar. So you should be able to identify the difference between premolar and deciduous molars. So the given cast shows permanent central incisor, lateral incisor, deciduous canine, deciduous first molar, deciduous second molar and permanent first molar. So the last tooth to erupt will be the lateral incisor, because the age of eruption of the first molar is 6 to 7 years. For the central incisor is 7 to 8 years, whereas lateral incisor is 8 to 9 years. So the age of the given cast is 8 to 9 years, as the last tooth to erupt is lateral incisor on the given cast. So in this way you are supposed to answer and write all the questions in 5 points. This is the way you should write your answer for every cast to get 5 marks. Every point gives you 1 mark. You are supposed to write the correct arch, 1 mark, dentition 1 mark, notation in any one system. It is not necessary to write only in the Palmer system. You can write it either in the FDI or Palmer, but don't use universal. It is a discarded system. Probable age, you cannot write it only age. It is always a probable age. And justification, why you say that the given cast is of 12 to 13 years only. This justification will depend upon the last tooth seen erupted on the given cast. So this is the way you should write all the points to get 5 marks. Thank you.